Welcome and thank you very much for joining me here. My name is Mike, and if you are new to this YouTube channel, maybe you might want to consider hitting the subscribe button, guys, because it's actually a very helpful channel. I think the videos are really nice. What else can I say? I don't know. Be the judge of your, you can check out the videos, check out the content. Okay, guys. So last time, about 2 weeks ago, I did this video. Big gains coming soon. That was 2 weeks ago. This stock, biggest turnaround in history. And obviously in that video, I explained just as any big, if it's going to be the biggest turnaround in history, it's not going to be instant. It's not going to be this month, next month, 6 months, 10 months, 1 year, right? It's going to be about a 2-year work to turn this thing around. We're talking about Intel, right? And I was emphasizing in that video all the bullish reasons why it will turn around within the next 2 years. And I'm still sticking to it. I got a lot of stuff for you to watch, but I'm also going to highlight negatives because people said, hey, highlight the negatives. I'll do that in this video, but stick till the end because towards the end I have a very good message you might want to check out. There's going to be a little AI video also, and along the way during this whole video there's going to be other things. But before we continue into Intel, as always, I like to, if you follow my channel, you know that I always talk about other stocks first real quick that I believe that people might want to know about, right? And that is DuPont, which delivers strong second quarter results with adjusted EPS of 90 cents on net sales of $3.17 billion, exceeding expectation, guys, on all of their latest earnings metrics. Management's forward guidance also is very positive, and we also have spin-offs that could possibly occur. I've already talked about those in the Discord. If you are in there, I'd watch for DuPont, guys. Ticker symbol DD, right? DD, do your DD. I bought it at $79.98 on June 28, 2024, and the stock right now is at 82 bucks already. And also, let me just remind you, I told you guys about BOF, ticker symbol BOF at 71 cents that I had bought it and I sold it at 91 cents. This was on August 28, 2024. Yes, I did paper hand big time because I sold at 91 cents. Guys, I just noticed yesterday, this thing went to nearly 450, I don't know, somewhere around there, and it's currently at 312 in pre-market. I mean, okay, that's insane. All right, so let's go into Intel, guys. Semiconductor stocks, though, in general, all of them, pretty much, most of them, have been going down the past few days. I understand that does not make Intel innocent of its problems, but NVIDIA, Intel, AMD lead semiconductor plunge to start the month of September. NVIDIA is also set to receive subpoena from Department of Justice over antitrust probe. And going towards Intel, as at the time of recording right now in pre-market that I am recording, as you can see, September 4th, 2024 pre-market, right? $20.15. I expect Intel to go down today. So we're going to hit 19. Gee, I hope not 18, but yeah, I'm laughing because people freak out about Intel and there's all these bears. Of course, you can be a bear when it's so easy to see that the company has issues and they're trying to turn around. Whereas the bears in the good times, they couldn't tell, right?
So let's get a closer look at the disaster du jour of Intel, which is sliding another 7% as the company launches its newest AI chip in Berlin. And the stock is coming off its best day in nearly 2 years. On news, the company is exploring strategic options with bankers, but we're talking about a 60% drop in the shares since January, on pace for their worst year on record. They're down nearly 70% since Pat Gelsinger became CEO 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, it's a 2-year turnaround, guys. Like don't look at Intel. I personally don't look at Intel on a daily basis. I forget that I even own it. I could care less. I know this is going to take some time, but it might actually not even take 2 years. It might actually be even faster. Did you see yesterday Intel's presentation on the new AI powered chip?
Today, we're proud to announce our newest Core Ultra processor, codenamed Lunar Lake. Lunar Lake has significant architectural innovations, cores, graphics, and AI. It's the most power-efficient processor we have ever built.
Well, Kelly, Intel revealing in the last hour its newest Windows PC chip, Lunar Lake. Presenting this product was Intel senior executive Jim Johnson, who says his team has really overhauled the entire architecture, its design, its construction. Intel says its newest product is faster than its previous generation by 30%, Meteor Lake, and faster than its competitors, AMD and Qualcomm, that have competing products on the market. Now, Microsoft executive also joined Intel on stage, sharing that Copilot Plus, its built-in AI assistant, will feature Intel's newest core processor. The first Copilot Plus used Qualcomm processors. Intel's newest PC chip will also be featured in more than 80 new laptop designs across 20 manufacturers worldwide.
Intel is making most of their money on the PC game, right? On the PC arena. They're good at it. It's about the only thing that they can possibly do right now. And so they come out with chips for PCs, your desktop PCs, laptops, right? You've seen many laptops sporting Intel chips and desktop PCs. So they're very good at that. And I'm going to show you in a little bit what they presented, which is very good in my opinion. So how Intel Corp makes their money is important to understand if you're even interested in this stock, guys. They make money from client computing. They make money from data center, network, and edge. Very little money on that. Mobileye, which is now a publicly traded company of its own. Intel Foundry Services. Now this one is interesting because they might actually spin that off.
We're watching shares of Intel shares spiking after a tough month. Reports saying the struggling chip giant is exploring options, including a split of the company and scrapping factory projects. Joining us now is John Vin, KeyBank Capital Markets equity research analyst.
I think the concerns a lot of investors have on Intel is that if you look at the two parts of its business, right, it's kind of core chip business, the IDM business, and then you look at the foundry business. I think each of those projects in and of itself is just a big task to handle. And I think people are really concerned about whether or not Intel can really succeed as a service foundry. So I think divesting the IFS business off, as the reports indicate, would be a step in the right direction.
And just as I was making this YouTube video, we get the news coming out on Reuters. Reuters, come on, you suck. Why are you doing this? Everybody has put this news out. Intel manufacturing business suffers setback as Broadcom tests disappoint. It's not the end of the world. Like Broadcom, people, in a sense, they didn't say that we're done with Intel. It's over forever and ever. It's just some tests that were done. Didn't work out. They're not, the cooperation isn't over. All right. So I think we're going to get news positive. They'll fix it. So basically, the Intel contract manufacturing business has suffered a setback after tests with chipmaker Broadcom. The tests conducted by Broadcom involved sending silicon wafers, the foot-wide disk, etc., to the manufacturing process known as 18A by Intel. And then Broadcom received those back, and then their engineers studied the results and said it's not yet viable to move to high volume production. Lunar Lake, guys, Lunar Lake. You might want to check that out. This is the video I'm going to show you in a little bit. I think this is very positive. They just made a move in what, according to Intel CEO, I know he has to say, positive things, and maybe he over-exaggerates, I don't know. But according to Intel CEO, this Lunar Lake innovation is going to be the biggest thing to come to PCs and laptops in over 25 years.
It's the new foundation for how we think about core design moving forward. Lunar Lake delivers the fastest CPU core of any processor in a thin and light laptop. Now let's move on to graphics. The overall in our graphics processor is just as remarkable. Lunar Lake is the first product to use our new XE2 graphics architecture, and XE2 delivers substantial improvements in energy efficiency.
To understand why this is actually a big deal, we can look at it here. All right, so here's a prototype, let's say, of the Lunar Lake AI GPU, and then it will compete with the Snapdragon X Elite, which this Snapdragon X Elite is not for mobile phones. It's used for laptops and PCs. And also with AMD's Zen 5. So these three chips are the AI chips that will compete each other for the AI PC and laptops. When it comes to the Lunar AI CPU, it will provide 45 TOPS or trillions of operations per second of neural net processing. All right, so 45 right? That's important. And its upcoming Panther Lake AI CPU will provide 50 TOPS, all right, of neural net processing. We're looking at the Snapdragon's Answer X Elite so far, it's 48. And then looking at the advanced AMDs, it is 45. So if all goes well, it looks like Intel now is on par with Qualcomm and AMD on that part, and they can rival them in the CPU and laptop space. And this is the news that was posted on September 3, 2024, right? Intel unlocks new laptop efficiency with speed, and teams across Intel turned over every rock to build this Intel Core Ultra 200V processor family, meeting laptop buyers' demands for more endurance, more speed, and more capabilities. The news was also posted on Intel's website, as you can see here. So the CEO basically presented the board, guys, with major asset sale and cost-cutting plans, which include the halt of a $32 billion German project. Also, guys, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs advised on these asset sales, right? So that they advised that it would be a good thing to sell Altera. And as far as selling Altera, guys, I personally am very bullish on that. Sell it away. You don't need it. Forget about the programmable FPGAs. Let somebody else do it, deal with it. Let's focus on making Intel the American Taiwan semiconductors, right? So that would be much better for me. So let's look at the financial state of the company, because in overall, guys, like, people can say all the negative things about Intel, they still finish every single year with positive earnings. I understand that 2023 didn't finish well. It was still positive though. It wasn't negative, right? It was still positive. But I understand it is, concerning, because it shows signs of what 2024 would be, which would be not good. And yes, 2024 will be the first time in many years where Intel will not finish with positive earnings. So the simplest way of looking at it is right here, guys. So the blue is the revenue, and this is from 2019 to 2023, and green is the earnings. And the earnings were positive and, pretty much big. I mean, they were starting to decline, and then from 2021 going to 2023, the decline is insane. Still positive, but insane, and that caused all the worries in the world. Net income, guys, also taking a huge hit. So that's a very big negative and worrisome sign for Intel, right? Obviously, gross profit taking a hit, the total debt going up, that's not good. If we look at the total assets, well, that's getting bigger. That's not bad. Right here we have the cash and cash equivalents, which is actually getting bigger. So that's a good thing. And the free cash flow taking a huge hit from 2021 going to 2023, all the way in the deep negative. So yeah, guys, financially Intel is not doing well. It has been on a downside since 2020, really. I mean, in 2020 Intel started showing signs. I mean, they were still healthy financially. 2021 going to 2023, things just started going downwards for net income, free cash flow, decline in revenue, higher debt. What would have caused that? What would have caused that? Well, one for sure is that Intel fell behind in the AI game. They didn't foresee ahead of time how important it would have been for them to be more serious as far as AI. Now, to conclude, guys, I posted the following on the X platform. Despite significant turnaround efforts, Intel's second quarter 2024 financial results are not a major cause of concern. Turnarounds take time, and I view the recent cost-cutting measures as a necessary step in the process. I posted this because some people are pointing constantly to, well, Intel sucks because they laid off this many people. They did that. They want to sell Altera. Yeah, well, how in the world are you going to turn around a company if you don't take those measures? Like, I don't get it. Can you turn around a company as is? You have to make changes, right? To end this video, and probably I don't know when I'll make the next Intel video, I am 100% bullish on Intel. I believe in Intel's turnaround. I have patience. This is how I'm going to play the stock, right? I'm going to accumulate Intel stock when it is at low prices, meaning under 20 bucks, right? So every time Intel is under 20, I will accumulate, right? That's just my personal strategy. And that's it. Accumulate and wait for this turnaround to occur. I think it will happen all within the next 2 years. We will have already seen a change in course for the stock and shareholders. And do not, as always, do not buy any stock you see in my YouTube videos. If you're going to buy it because you did your own due diligence. All right, guys, take care.